typical week of swimming for me is anywhere from 5 to 6 sessions per week, which is generally between 20 and 30 kilometres a week. So my swim sessions tend to be between 4 to 7 kilometres of distance per session. It's normally 2 hard swims a week, 2 technical swims a week, and then 2 swims where I'm doing like more distance-based work for the Ironman distance. Okay, so when I structure a swim session, I obviously start with the warm-up, which is generally 1 to 2 kilometres of swimming. In that, it will be skill-based, technical-based, some kick in there, and just really getting a good feel for the water, so I'm getting into that session. Following that, I normally do between 4 to 600 metres of speed work. This is normally 50s, where I'm doing like 15 to 25 metres of speed work just to get that body ticking over, get the blood flowing. Normally like 2 to 3 kilometres of work. This is the main body of the session, depending on what the focus is. Following the main set, I always will do some skill-based and technique work, because it actually works best to do technical based stuff when the muscles are under fatigue, because it emphasizes that muscle memory of good technique. So it's really important to get the technique right when you're tired. If I'm in a 70.3 specific block, my go-to set is always 10 200s, working pretty hard on a short rest, because it's obviously pretty much the distance that we're going to race. If I'm doing an Ironman specific block, one of my go-to sets is always 10 400s, again working at quite a hard intensity with a short rest. If I'm going to do some pool-based racing or some Olympic distance triathlon, then I will always do some kind of lactate tolerant swimming, which is anywhere from 50s up to 200s. I tend to throw that in my training once a week anyway, just because my body does respond really well to that high intensity and lactate kind of threshold work. And then if I'm doing a skill-based session, my go-to kind of set is 30-100s, just focusing really on technique, bilateral breathing to both sides, just to make sure that my body is getting that roll and even kind of muscle distribution to both sides of my body. I find backstroke really useful for recovery and cool down, just to get the shoulders moving the opposite way. I will also throw in some butterfly and breaststroke just to work the muscles differently. And there's no better way than, if you want to build up lactate quick, then do some butterfly, because that really will get the body burning. I tend to do my swims as the first session of the day, because that's obviously the order that you do your triathlon. As a new triathlete who wants to maximise their swim, I would definitely suggest doing it as your first session of the day. So when I have done weights the same day, if I've done the weight session before, then the swim will be mainly skill based, because I am really trying to emphasize that muscle memory. My muscles are already tired, and it's super important to just get that technique right.